Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Man, I'm over the moon to be joined by my good friend TYRONE McKENNA. Ty, what's been happening, brother?
Been a long time, man. They haven't seen you in a while.
I know, it's always good to see you, mate. I've seen you've grew the beard out. It's not as grey as my beard, like, but it's...
You need to get some beard dye. Get that beard dye on.
Oh, mate, I will do. Ty, we spoke a little bit off camera, but I just want to go straight into the deep end, man. You've got a big fight coming up on the end of the month. You know it?
Yeah.
Before we jump into like talking about the fight itself, man, how have you been and how's training going?
Training's going unbelievable. I mean, hate to sound cliche, but I mean, sparring's been brilliant, camp's been brilliant, everything's been brilliant. Even since lockdown, I mean, I know a lot of fighters out there were probably worried when are they going to the next fight, or they're going to the next fight, let's say, to Christmas and stuff like that. But with me, I knew you had a massive fight, a massive opportunity, and it was easy to motivate myself. During lockdown, I bought a home gym. I bought a boxing bag, I went out runs. I kept myself in shape. I ate well during lockdown, so because I knew I had this massive fight and I couldn't let it slip. So I think it's not been a blessing, obviously, but it hasn't been the worst thing that I've got more time to develop myself and be with Pete Taylor. I was only with Pete Taylor 8 weeks for the first fight, and now I've had him for 8 months. I've really gelled with him, I've clicked with him, and I'm starting to get the grips of the way he wants me to box. So I think it was a good thing that I had a bit more time.
Yeah, I think I spoke with Josh Taylor. He was the same with his relationship with Ben Davidson there. You mentioned about the sparring and stuff like that. Now, I've seen some of the pictures. You've got so many fighters in that gym to be sparring.
Yeah. Most of the time, for sparring, you don't need to go anywhere else. I mean, for my Moon fight, I had Gary Cully. This fight, I've got a guy called Shannon Kelly, who's an orthodox come forward fighter. I've got Luke Keeler, who's heavy-handed. He's a middleweight. He fought for a world title. I think he's very similar style to OHARA. But even then again, I'm not a guy that believes you need a certain style, and if you're fighting OHARA Davies, I need to bring in something to emulate OHARA Davies. I think sparrings are to keep you sharp, get you fit, work on things that you're practicing and stuff like that. You don't need to have the exact fighter in. So it is great to have a stable, and a lot of them are going to be big prospects, and they're ready fighting for titles and belts, and they're very good fighters. So just have work with them is great, and then obviously Pete Taylor tell me what to do. So,
well, I know Shannon Kelly. He's a good fighter. He's a welterweight as well, I believe. Well, let's talk about OHARA Davies now. He done an interview with Raza for IFL TV, and he done another one with MTK Global. Now he seems very confident that he's going to. Well, his words, don't quote me on this, but he did say something along the lines that you're going to get your ass knocked out, and he's going to whoop your ass in that ring in a couple of weeks' time. Now, what's your response to that?
I've heard. Here, listen, confidence is brilliant, but listen, you have to back up that confidence, and I don't believe he's going to back it up. I believe he's smarter, faster, better boxing IQ, everything that you need to be a boxer. I have better than him. Power. He has more power than me, and that's it. Other than that, he's very basic, and I just can't see him troubling me in any way. I mean, everyone's saying, "Oh, his power might be too much." Power me. I love getting punched in the face. You know me. I love wars. I love getting punches and taking punches and giving out punishment myself. So I'm not worried about his power. I mean, I'm sure Sam Maxwell hits as hard as him. I sparred him for about 3 years. Jack Catterall, I wouldn't say he hits much harder than him. So I'm not worried about what he has. Yeah, so he can have all his confidence he wants. But when it comes down to fighting it, does he actually believe that, or is it just a fake confidence that he's bringing? And I believe it's a lot of talk and no action.
The thing is, as well, he says that you've been quiet, and the reason that you've been sort of quiet, because you've been obviously talking a lot.
I want to address why I've been quiet. I've been quiet because this man is wanting to be humble OD. He's wanting to change his ways. So I said, fuck it, I'll give him a bit of room to change his ways and be humble OD like he wants to be and be nice. So I said, fuck it, I'll not antagonize him. I'll not say nothing to him. I'll let him be who he wants to be. I'll train, keep quiet, train hard, beat him, and that's it. But I'll not attack someone that's not attacking me. And he wasn't attacking me. But now he is. So you're not going to see a quiet McKenna no more. You're going to see the normal McKenna attack. He's getting it in both barrels now.
Well, so what have you got to say to him then? Have you got anything you'd like to say to him, or is it just wait till he says something? Can you start a conversation like that, or does he have to say something for you to respond?
No, I'm not a dick. I'm not going to slate someone for no reason. I'm going to slate someone if they're being a dickhead to me, and so we'll see. I have a Sky interview right after this one. We're doing a head-to-head, so I think it'll be interesting. See what way that pans out. But I'm easy wound up, so it won't be too hard to get me antagonized.
No, I'll be watching out for that one as well, mate. You mentioned Jack. You've been sparring Jack Catterall, and the 2 losses on O'Hara Davies's record are from southpaws. Now you're a big rangy southpaw yourself. Do you believe that he has troubles with southpaws, and that's probably one of the factors that's going to play in this fight?
The man doesn't have much amateur experience, and I think you gather this from amateurs. You gather all his experience of southpaws, different styles, all this, and he didn't have a background to practice with all these southpaws or different styles. So he's a basic fighter with basic boxing brain, and when it comes to southpaw, he's not developed enough. He's not smart enough to deal with it. And I think we've seen that with Josh Taylor's world class. You can't really take much from that fight because Josh Taylor is unbelievable talent. But he showed a blueprint of what you need to do if you want to beat O'Hara. And then O'Hara really struggled against Jack Catterall, who's another southpaw, as you say. So I think he does have problems with southpaws. But not only that, people that have more experience than him, anytime he's stepped up, he's had trouble. Anytime he's stepped up, he hasn't knocked out anyone. He hasn't dropped anyone. His last load of fights, if they're on a decent level, he hasn't dropped them. So all this knockout power, has he even got knockout power? I don't even know.
Well, like he says, he seems confident he can knock you out. Are you confident you can knock him out?
I don't even need to knock him out. He'll quit himself. But listen, I know I'm not a knockout puncher. I know what I am. I'm a high pressure, high volume fighter, or I can be a slick boxer if I want. I'm not going to go out there and try and say, "Oh, I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to knock him out." He's going to quit. The man's a quitter. Once a quitter, always a quitter. And but I can't. I'd say if I did go toe-to-toe with him and got into war, I believe I would drop him. I would hurt him. I don't think he's got a solid chin. I don't think he's a solid body. I don't think he has a solid anything.
The thing is as well, Tyrone, like you said at the start of this interview, man, and like I've been to loads of your fights and you love a war. That's probably why I said to you off camera,
yeah.
I cannot wait for this fight because I think that if you look at the way Josh Taylor fought O'Hara, they met in the middle and Josh fought in the pocket a little bit. And I think that with this sort of like rivalry that you two have got going on, in my mind, I'm thinking that you two are going to sort of come in the middle, stay in the pocket, and then unleash. That's sort of like how I can see the fight. I hope I'm right, but again, you got tactics.
Yeah. Listen, he's saying, I'm going to run away. I'm not going to be able to stand his power, and I'm not going to trade with him. But he's very, very wrong. I love the trade. I don't give a fuck what his power is. I'm going to be there in the center ring, and I'm going to be calling him on. That's a fact. I mean, even if I don't want that to happen, it's happening because my mind doesn't let anything else happen. So I'm prepared for that. I hope the fuck he's prepared for that because if he isn't, he's going into deep waters when he can't swim.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to this fight. O'Hara's a good fighter. You're a good fighter. You're both talking a good game. So it's one of them ones that I'm looking forward to not just as a boxing journalist or whatever you want to call me, but as a fan. But you're one fight away. You're one win away from getting that lucrative contract with a big promoter, five-fight deal and whatnot and stuff like that. I mean, have you thought much about what's coming after this fight if you win?
Yeah, I've thought about it non-stop. I mean, it's something that's motivating me every day to get up. And I mean, it's a life-changing opportunity. It's something that you get in the boxing for. It's one of, like, I think this fight is going to be my most important fight in my career, because it's the fight that determines what kind of lifestyle I have after. I mean, there's never going to be a fight after this that's going to be more important to me, I don't believe. So this is my fight of my career, and I've been taking it that way. I've been thinking every day of how my life can change if I put everything into this camp, put everything into this fight, and that's the way I'm going to be fighting on the night. I have 100 reasons why I have to give it all, and I'm going to be doing that on fighting it. I mean, I've got 2 small kids. I've got a missus at home. I've got a lot riding on this fight.
Like I said to you, it's life-changing. After this fight, it's going to be life-changing for you. And beating O'Hara, something like O'Hara Davies, it puts your name up there with the Jack Catteralls and the guys at the top of the division. Maybe not Josh Taylor, because he, like you said yourself, he's up there maybe in the elite class, not just world class. But winning this fight is going to propel you up to these big names and stuff like that. So that, again, that must be making your mouth water a little bit.
No, 100%. I mean, I've always said I belong up that class. And I fought Jack Catterall. I only got beat by a point, and it proved that I do belong in that class. Obviously, I had to build my way back up to there, and I believe I'm touching there again. As you say, once I beat O'Hara Davies, I'm right in there. We've knocking on the door for world titles again. Or so. I'm excited, very excited.
Definitely, so mama, mate, and I'm glad you still got that fashion sense, mate. Look at that jumper.
Sunday club. I haven't had a Sunday club in a while. Sunday club's coming back in a couple of weeks.
Definitely, mate. And listen, I'll make a trip over to Belfast if you're going to have a Sunday club after this fight. Finally, before I let you go, this isn't going to be... What are you going to say there?
I was going to say I'm having a Sunday club, a Monday club, Tuesday club, Wednesday club. You can come to anyone.
I'll be joining you, mate. I'll be flying over. Don't worry about that. There's going to be no fans in the arena, which is obviously a clear shame. And I've spoken to a lot of fighters. Does it bother them? Every single fighter seems to say the same, that their amateur career has prepared them for this sort of scenario, fighting with no fans.
That's the thing. That's the one place where he's got the upper hand. He's used to fighting in front of no fans. And obviously, I always bring a big fan base. He never brings any fan base, so he's going to be used to that kind of shit. Nobody's screaming his name. Nobody's saying nothing. It's going to be a bit different for me, but I think it's something that benefits me. It's obviously I fight for the crowd too much, and I get dragged into wars too easy. And I think, and Pete also thinks that this still really benefit me. I'll listen to the corner more. I'll stick to the game plan, and I think if you watch me sparring compared to the way I fight, it's completely different. So I think if I fight the way I spar, and I think I mate with the way there's no crowd, I think it'll be an easy night.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear, my man. One final thing, obviously this is going out to IFL TV viewers. Like I said, there's going to be no fans, but people can watch on IFL TV and obviously ESPN Plus out in America. But you got one final word for the fans that are going to be watching this on IFL TV come the 29th of September?
Well, the 29th, they'll be watching away, but 30th...
Oh, yeah, 30th, yes.
But, yep, just tune in. I mean, it's 2 of the biggest characters in the super lightweight division clashing, so we know it's going to be a very exciting, a very heated fight. It's a fight that's been building up for 4 years, and it's one you won't want to miss.
There you go. You said it yourself. Ty, like I said, man, it's good speaking to you again. Hopefully I'm going down at the show, so I'll definitely see you down there, getting a good face-to-face interview with you, which, like you said, it's been a while, so I'm looking forward to that. Make sure you bring the fashion sense as well, mate, because that's what I'm
about. All right, see you later.
Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.